Welcome to the Cooking Corner. I'm Alex Almanza.
I'm Cecilly Ball.
And today we have something very special. This is our first, I guess, a pilot show, right?
Yeah.
Fall's right around the corner. So, you know, fall, it tends to get cold, and you want something to warm up to a little bit. So today we're making pumpkin bread. It's one of my favorite recipes.
I love pumpkin bread
Yeah,
so
pumpkin
much.
bread is really good. We're going to start off with 2 cups of flour. So if you want, you can pour 2 cups right there. Let's see. There we go. 2 cups, and we're going to mix it into that large bowl. Like I said, I'm going to add half a teaspoon of salt. I'm going to do it over my trash can here so I don't spill any excess. And now we're going to add our baking soda. So for baking soda, you want to have a teaspoon. So we can actually add 2 halves of baking soda. And luckily I already have everything prepared and open. Baking soda is important. The first time I tried making this, I didn't add baking soda. And
That's a bad idea.
It was a tragedy. So then we add baking powder. Now baking powder is very different from baking soda. So this is the baking soda. We're using Arm & Hammer. And for baking powder, I like to use Clabber Girl. We're going to have half a teaspoon of that. So I'm going to grab my teaspoon. Just going to level it right there. And then we have that. We've kind of accomplished the first step almost. So now we're going to whisk this really well. So if you want, you can start off with the mixer. Now this is an electric mixer. Usually at home I use one of the KitchenAid, you know, the bigger mixers. There you go.
I'm like really scared to get flour everywhere.
No, it is alright. So yeah, we want to mix that well so all of the ingredients kind of, you know, integrate with one another. So now we're going to add our spices. So while she's whisking that, we're going to get the cinnamon. So we're going to have 1 teaspoon of that. So we're just going to add that into the mix. In goes the cinnamon. I'm making a little mess here, but it's all part of the fun here.
Exactly.
We're going to use nutmeg for one of our other spices. I think you mixed that pretty good. All right, so for nutmeg, we're going to do 1 teaspoon as well. 1 teaspoon of nutmeg. Now, I'm not an expert in baking, but I'm not sure what the nutmeg does.
I don't know either.
So we're going to add the eggs, 2 eggs. So right here in our glass container, we can. There's 1 egg.
Beautiful.
You want to do the second one?
Yeah.
And now we're going to combine our butter and sugar. Now you want to use unsalted butter. You don't want to use salted butter because you already have enough salt. You're already going to have enough salt for everything that we need to work with. So 1.5 sticks of unsalted butter.
That's a lot of butter.
But hey, it's a treat. There we go. All right, so I'm just holding.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm just holding a stick of butter here, and you got to make sure that you wash your hands first.
Yeah,
all right.
Definitely important. Put some hands. I hope you wash your hands.
We
right?
have plenty of hand sanitizer
Okay.
back there. Now this is way easier with an actual mixer that you have at home. So you want to go a little slow here. I'm trying not to get any on Cecilly. That would be very tragic.
That'd be helpful.
So then you start to see these clumps kind of form. So you want to mix the eggs and the butter, and then we're going to add sugar afterwards. You want to continue that?
Yeah.
Now I'm going to get our other half of butter. And let's see how this goes. So I'm going to put this right here on our, you can see that well, but that's our stick of butter. We're going to cut it in half. I'm going to use one of my trusty little measuring cups here. Now we have a stick of butter. Now we're going to add that. Now, like the instructions do say, it's going to look a little crumbly, but that's okay because we're going to start adding more ingredients to the mix. Now we're going to go on with our sugar. So for our sugar, you want to have 2 cups. So let's see. We have 3/4 of a cup here. Actually, I'll go with we'll go with the smaller ones, just so we can go back later. Because once you go big, you can't go back. So why don't you continue doing that, and then we're gonna mix it into that flour that we have there, the 2 cups of flour. Now, for this recipe, it is gonna require 2 loaves, so we'll have plenty for the family. Now I'm going to add our 2/8 of a cup here. Now it's a lot of sugar, I know, but it's tasty.
Wow, that's a lot of sugar.
It is a lot of sugar, and that's kind of the first thing that I said when I was first making. I was like, the sugar to flour ratio is a little suspicious. So now we have our pumpkin mix here. So we'll add that, and that's kind of the heart of the whole recipe. So now we're gonna mix that into here. So let's transfer over everything that we have here. Those are eggs. Work that. There we go. Okay. So I think we want to start mixing that now. All right. So now we're gonna add the pumpkin. That's kind of gonna give a little more. Let's see if we can. Okay. There we go.
That smells really good.
Oh, trust me, it is really good. So while she is continuing to mix everything together, I'm going to grease these pans. Now it's important to grease your pans because if you don't grease your pans, you're more likely to burn your loaves, and they're going to stick to the pan, and your mom's not going to be very happy about that. So I'm going to start with spraying these down with Pam. Cool. There we go. Our pans are buttered. Now, extra precaution I like to make is I like to go in with a towel and I just kind of lightly dab everything, just so it's evenly distributed. So you don't have those spots where it sticks to the pan, and you don't want that. Now that we have that, set those to the side. And while you're doing this, you want to make sure you preheat your oven to 325. Alrighty, so now that we have everything mixed together, what I usually like to do is, today we don't have our spatula, unfortunately. Otherwise we would have scraped everything off of these.
Yeah.
But for today, we're just going to leave it to the side. So, now, would you like to do the honors of pouring our mixtures into the pans?
I'd love to. Here we go.
Alrighty. You don't want to fill them all the way to the top, because then when you bake them, they're going to rise and that'll create a problem. You're going to have be like a muffin top. I have a very fancy little device here,
oh my God,
and it's called a fork. So we're going to use the fork
to
kind of scoop everything under there. All right, so now these are ready to go in the oven. Now you notice you want to try evenly spreading everything just so it doesn't come out lopsided. So, without further ado, let's throw it in the oven.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. Not to burn myself. There you go.
All right, now for 325 degrees, and we'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the time has come. We've brought on our set members of our production team, and we're gonna have them try out some of our pumpkin bread. Are you guys ready? All right, so the last and final step here, obviously make sure that you are protected. Protect your hand because you don't want to get, of course, burnt. All right, so as you can see, it's a little burnt. That's because we kind of turned it up a little bit, but we can tear that off. That's all right. Anyway, who wants to try the first little bit of pumpkin bread? Bernardo?
Oh yeah, Bernardo.
Try, yeah. Try a little bit till it's hot. So be careful.
Please blow on it first.
Yeah, please blow on it. I don't want you to get in a sore. All right, you guys wanna? You good?
Yeah.
Okay.
These pieces, we hide them away.
Oh my god.
All right.
Did you try pumpkin pie?
Oh, not bad.
Yeah.
Is it good?
Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to the Cooking Corner here with Cecilly Ball and Alex Almond, and of course, the whole production team. We'll be cooking some more food in the future, so stay hungry, guys.